What is going on, everyone? Anthony Drew Gary here, host of the How To Show, where we talk about optimizing life, money, and happiness one how to at a time. This week we're going to talk about how to travel at the airports and really do it in as cost-effective way as we can, specifically with the airport process. Now, I know it's about to be summertime. People are going to go through their travel plans for the summer. And if an airport includes part of your summer plans, it can be stressful, it can be painful, it can be really expensive. And so I'm going to go through what I've learned really over the last 10 years of traveling for work and occasionally for traveling for pleasure, and to talk about the things that I've learned to really cut down on the cost as best that I can. And first and foremost, how you're going to get to the airport comes to mind. And so you've got a couple of options here. You can park at the airport. You can park somewhere near the airport and take a shuttle to the airport. You can use an Uber driver. You can use a Lyft driver, any of the other combinations like that. Maybe you've got public transportation that is close enough to you that that's viable. Or you can reach into your emotional bank account of friends or family and get somebody to take you out there and drop you off and then pick you up on the back end of it. Really, I don't have any recommendations for how to pull this off any better than any of those options. You just have to weigh them all. And also you may want to consider what your time is worth, because if you can save $5 over the cost of several days, but it cost you a half an hour waiting for the shuttle, is it really worth it? Probably not. So think about that when you're traveling specifically to get to the airport. And so the next thing we're going to talk about is staying hydrated. And the reason I want to talk about this is because once you get to the airport, they pretty well have a monopoly on food and beverage. And so this can be a little painful if you don't plan ahead. The bright side to this is you can take with you some sort of refillable bottle. Insulated usually is better if you can. If you've got one of these, or you can just take a normal plastic bottle or whatever you've got. And you can, as long as it's empty, you can fill it up on the other side of security, and that'll get by no problem. If you don't like drinking water, you're probably like me, you can throw some water enhancement to it. Highly recommend the Limeade from Great Value. It's probably the only thing worth going to Walmart for these days, is they have their own monopoly and their own rights on drink packets to make your water flavored in all the different types of ways. So you can avoid buying the $6 vitamin waters and the $5, normal waters, whatever the case may be there, with the exception of if you want to buy yourself a mixer. You can buy that once you get across security, but you ask, why would you need a mixer, Anthony? Well, I'm glad you asked, audience. It just so happens if you go to the local big box store, wherever you get your groceries, they have a travel section. And included in their travel section are these little bottles. They're made of plastic. They're supposed to be used for one-time use liquids, such as shampoo, for example. And they meet the TSA requirements of 3.4 ounces. The catch to that is when you put 3.4 ounce bottles in your bag, nobody's really looking at what they are. And so you can take the adult beverage of your choice and put them into one of these little 3.4 ounce bottles. Now, the airlines will tell you that you're not allowed to pour your own beverage on the flight, but that does not preclude you from doing it before the flight begins. Make yourself a cocktail. Grab yourself a $2 or $3 soda from one of the local places that you can grab things from in the shop, and all of a sudden you've got yourself a drink to get onto the airplane, or to drink it beforehand like they recommend. So we've talked about that. We've talked about mixers. Food and snacks in terms of making sure that you're not getting hungry while you're at the airport. Again, they have a monopoly on the food while you're there. However, you can pack snacks in your carry-on bag, and you can get them through security just fine. Now, you might say, what if I don't want to eat all that processed crap in the prepackaged bags that you bring to the table when you think about that sort of stuffing your bag full of snacks? Well, there's nothing stopping you from putting a bag of carrots into your carry-on bag and going through all the same. So you can get creative there, and it doesn't have to be junk food that goes through your carry-on bag. You can pack a snack that's worthwhile as well, and you can pay 30 cents for a portion of a bag of carrots instead of $8 or $20 or $40, depending on where you're looking at the different options for food inside the airport. And so we've talked about monopolies on the food and bev. The last thing I can touch on in terms of saving yourself some money at the airport specifically is with your luggage. You would never want to be in a situation if you're checking a bag that your bag is too heavy. So if you have a bathroom scale, you can do what's called a before and after weigh-in. Basically, you can weigh yourself while you're holding on to your baggage. Write it down. Weigh yourself without your baggage. Ergo, you have the amount of weight that your baggage is just by doing a subtraction problem, and you can compare that with the baggage limitations for your airline, usually 50 pounds or so. And so if you've got too much in there, pull it out before you get there. You don't want to hold up the line trying to reorganize your bags while you're there, and you don't want to pay a heavy bag fee. I can only imagine that they've gone up in the last year or so. The only other thing I've got in the world of airport hacks, and this really doesn't save you any money, but I want to talk about it anyway, this is the plastic bag hack. So this is an empty plastic bag. You open your bag, you take your cell phone, got one of these, put it in the bag. I recommend using a bigger bag because this example isn't very good. But what you can do is you can take this on the plane and wedge this in the seat back in front of you, and you can watch your TV without having to hold your phone while you're on the flight. Highly recommend it. Saw a kid doing it on a flight once and I thought, man, you are brilliant. So sharing it with you all. Hopefully you can save a little bit of money at the airport the next time you go. If you're going this summer, let me know where you're going in the comments down below, and let me know if I've left anything out. If you've got other ways to save money at the airports, let me know about it. That's going to bring this episode of the show to a close. Hopefully this was useful for you, and hopefully you're running out to get those little plastic 3.4 ounce bottles to make better use of them than shampoo. If you've got any ideas to make this episode or any future episodes of the show better, leave me a comment down below, let me know it. As always, you can hit the like button to let YouTube know that the entire world needs to be watching the content, and you can subscribe to get the first option to watch new videos each and every Wednesday. As always, if you're in the Indianapolis market and you would like some help or really just want to talk about selling your home, I am happy to do that. You can get in touch with me in the comments or at indiedwell.com. I put another one under contract this week. It's going fun, it's going fast, having a lot of fun doing it, and I'd love to help you too. Until next time, this is Anthony Drew Gary, host of The How To Show, signing off.